Hello, welcome back to another YouTube video about my RV. This video is going to be a lot longer than normal just because we were able to do a lot more on this day. I think so far this day has been the longest that we have worked on it. I'll try not talk so much and I'll let you guys just watch the video without my constant talking in the background.
What's up, guys? Back in the RV. Liz had to take a bathroom break, so right now I'm cutting the rest of the floor out. This is probably the hardest part to get out in the RV. This wood does not want to come out, so I'm going to be using an accessory tool to cut pieces little by little out of here. So that's what I'm doing right now. So let's get started.
I'm glad he felt like he could, you know, comb me out like that. Unfortunately, this tool wasn't strong enough for the wood. We do struggle quite a bit throughout the process of this, not just this video, but the next couple of days to take out the wood. Eventually, we ended up just getting an angle grinder and cutting the wood out like that because that was the only way we could get it out. As well, here I'm just taping up the inside of the tarp as well, patching up the holes from the inside. Maybe I should do vocal warm-ups. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. 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 Me, 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 me.
Do that and you start singing higher pitches now.
I like how yours like has an echo to it. I hope you guys enjoy the little singing demo. Anyways, there weren't a lot of holes that I could patch up just because there's not a lot of holes that are exposed. And in here, we're just messing around with the AC. That bolt unfortunately got stripped, so obviously we had to come in and cut it. And this was research that I did the night before of why we couldn't figure out why the AC wasn't turning on at all. I think I mentioned this in the previous video. Your battery is what powers the compressor. It tells it to turn on. That's where it gets its power from. Unfortunately, our battery is it's bad. It's not good. It doesn't hold charge. It's also not charging when the RV is connected to shore power. So if you hear nothing, there's absolutely nothing happening. Your AC isn't turning on, it's not clicking, it's not grinding, it's not wiring, it's not doing nothing. Maybe check your battery, attach a jumper box to it or a car, and then see if your AC turns on, because that's the reason why our AC wouldn't turn on. There were 3 wires that got cut previously by my parents when they moved the AC off the roof, and so he went ahead and just rechecked them, make sure that they're all secured. And since now we know why the AC won't turn on, we won't ever have that problem again because we're going to go ahead and buy a new battery. That way it wouldn't be hanging anymore. We went ahead and just secured it back up to the roof. or ceiling, because I guess technically roof is the outside. I will say this, the AC is very good in this thing. It blows very cold. Unfortunately, we can't have it running for that long just because the RV is hooked up to a garage type shop building that is part of the house. And it overheats really easily, so maybe like 30 seconds and we pull a breaker from the shop. So unfortunately, can't have it running for that long, but it does get really cold, which is very exciting, especially during the heat that we're getting right now. And then here I decided I was going to go ahead and start measuring the floor. As you can see in the background, my boyfriend is going in with the heat gun, and he is getting the silicone that we had put previously. Just because we want to get the window out and use butyl tape on it and then stick it back on and then actually go with some silicone. The silicone that we had bought, unfortunately, the more humid it is, the stronger it gets. That's what it's made for. And with the humidity that we have here in Texas, it was extremely unusable. It kept bursting in the bottle. It didn't even want to come out. It was so sticky, so thick. So we bought different waterproof outdoor silicone. And then here, in that part that just passed by, the panel in the front of the RV was separating. So I went ahead and patched it in from the inside, and then from the outside, my boyfriend went in with the same silicone and he, what's the right term? Glued it back together, I guess. That's right, I tried using the foam sprayer, and then I realized, wait, it's vertical, it's not gonna stick to anything. So, you know, he tried. And then here we had already taken out the window. Now we're taking off all the old silicone, and as you can see, there's some black there. That's the black silicone that I was talking about that was completely unusable. Before using butyl tape or any type of silicone, make sure you do clean the surface that you're going to be putting the tape on. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going around with my, what, a putty knife? No, like a scraper, I guess, a spatula, and going around all the edges and trying to get off as much of the gunk as I can. It's really difficult just because the black silicone, it is just sticking to everything. It's solid though. Once it dries, it dries. So if you can use it, please use it. Unfortunately, out here in the humid environment, unusable. But there's the roll of butyl tape. I will write in the description down below what type of butyl tape we used. And I did get it from Amazon, so I'm sure you can get it anywhere though. Part 2. I was doing that because I needed a break. My fingers were cramping from like scraping and holding the spatula. But as you can see, I'm now applying the butyl tape. It does have a protective plastic on one side, that way, you know, it's not sticking to everything. We only did 2 windows because it was only 2 windows that were coming off the frame and were leaking really bad. The other 2 windows, we did go back around with the silicone and we did reseal them up just in case, but the other 2 windows weren't showing any signs of water being let in. But you know, better safe than sorry. And actually with this butyl tape, I was reading the instructions and it says that you can freeze it. Put it in your fridge, and the colder it is, the better it is to apply. But we didn't have any problem applying it. It went on really easy. And it's pretty strong too. It holds up pretty good on its own. But I wouldn't suggest just using the butyl tape as a means of sealing your windows. Please use a waterproof exterior silicone. And you can still see all the black that's left over. So what I'm thinking of doing is maybe lining it with some flowers, like fake flowers or some lights or something, just to kind of hide it. And then here's the other window coming off as well. We did test before and after the water coming in and stuff like that. And we were getting water in before, and then after doing all this, thankfully water stopped coming in. This window was a lot easier to scrape off the old silicone just because we didn't use the black one. But I will still list it down below just in case anyone wants to use it. I'm sure in the right environment it would be amazing. I did also watch a tutorial on how to wash RVs because I do want to clean the exterior of my RV. It's very, very dirty. And I think I looked it up. There's a mobile detailing car service, and they also offer RV cleaning services, but I think it's like $28 per foot, and my RV is 28 feet, so yeah, do the math. That'd be pretty expensive. If anyone decides to do that, which is take out a window and scrape off the old gunk to put new gunk on, I would suggest buy a spatula that you do not care about. I did care about my spatula and now it's completely ruined. However, if it is completely ruined and your hands are just covered in it, what's it called? Acetone, like nail polish remover, is amazing. It takes off the gunk really easily. I haven't tried it on my spatula yet, so maybe it's still salvageable. But as of right now, she is gone. She is so sticky with the white silicone. So, just a little tip. So not only is he pressing the window from the outside, I'm also pushing the panels out so that they meet the butyl tape, and that's how we found we had the best adhesion. And that is an electric caulk gun. Very useful, very powerful, and less strain on your hands actually. And we are following the instructions, which is to say, it says to put some pressure so that, you know, you let the silicone harden. So we did tape it up. We're just using masking tape, you know, or painter's tape is the other term that I've heard for it. I would suggest masking tape just because you don't want to take off any of the paint on the other side, which that is duct tape, and nothing happened, but you know. Next to me are the new supports that are gonna go in on the floor. Unfortunately, I'm not very strong and I couldn't get the screw in. Yep, and that is the front of the panel that he patched up because it was open and it kept letting water in really bad. And then up on the roof, there's a seam of where some new material and old material meet, and that seam was coming up and bubbling. He did me the favor of going up there and taping up. As you can see, we do eventually get the rest of the length of the RV. It's just not in the video. And then here we're using OSB wood. It is 5/8. Yes, 5/8 of thickness. And like I always say, it's always better to go over a little than to go under. We did buy wood filler just in case there are some gaps. We did buy 3 sheets of the OSB. They are 4 feet by 8 feet, and we actually only ended up using like 2.5, which, yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Okay, I'm with that. I'm with that work.
Some comedic relief. It was a long day and it was really, really hot. I also forget that I live out kind of in the country, so that was probably either a cow or like a goat or something. Maybe a donkey? Maybe? I would suggest working in sections no bigger than 8 feet long or 4 feet wide, just because that is the dimensions of an OSB sheet, 4 feet by 8 feet. that happens all the time out here. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. Don't you just love being in the country?